Median sales price in the state of Vermont hit a new all-time high in the month of April. We're going to be going over the April housing market stats in this video, and I'm going to be talking about my subjective experience in the housing market as a realtor in Vermont right now. I was recently speaking with a friend of mine the other day, and he recently bought a home through me in April or March of this year. And he was talking about how it seems like nobody knows exactly what's going on in the Vermont housing market. Some homes are selling for well over list price. Other homes that appear to be priced properly are sitting on the market and they're actually not selling. So it is a really confusing time in the market. I'm going to push back on my friend here, though, and say I think I know what's going on in the housing market. We have low inventory from historical levels. This is something we've talked about on the channel for a while now. There's not many homes on the market. At the same time, we have less buyers than we've had in years past. Interest rates sit at around 7% for the best rate you can get right now on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. So there's less buyers who can afford homes. The state of the economy, people have less money, CPI is high. So overall, there's just less buyers out there than there have been in years past. Now, at the same time, we are seeing inventory start to pick up. Even though it's at historic lows, there are more listings this year than there were last year. So there's more homes on the market. All of that combined is the reason why the housing market is behaving as it is the reason why some homes are selling faster than others, because homes that are well maintained, homes that are priced appropriately, they're still competitive. There's not much inventory on the market. So if you have a home that has an updated kitchen, that has updated bathrooms, that has a fresh coat of paint, that is priced appropriately, there's going to be a lot of buyers who jump on that property and want to make it their home. And you might get multiple offers and sell over list price. Now, at the same time, if your home is on maybe a busier street, if it needs a little bit of work, if it's priced a little bit too high, there's more options for buyers out there today than there were this time last year. So those homes are sitting on the market for a little bit longer. Regardless of all that, we're going to see in the market stats that the median sales price just hit an all-time high here in Vermont as a whole. Now, I don't think home prices are shooting up. Even though we did hit an all-time high, I think things are remaining relatively stable here, if not increasing slightly. But I don't think overall we're seeing how home prices jump through the roof like we saw in 2020, 2021, and 2022. But before we get into the data here, I'm Liam O'Reilly. I'm a realtor with Jerry Riley Real Estate in the Burlington area. We service all around Burlington and the surrounding counties. If you have any real estate needs in the state of Vermont or anywhere else, reach out to me directly. All of my contact information is in the description. And let's get into these stats here. So we're talking about the general single-family home stats for the whole state of Vermont. This is the median sales chart, median sales price chart for single-family homes throughout the entire state. We can see here 450,000 in April of 2024, which is a new all-time high for the monthly median sales data. You can see it's up 20% from March and up 21% from a year prior. Again, I think this has to do with the variance with home sales in Vermont. Vermont doesn't have that many homes. So the homes that sell 1 month, homes that sell in April might be at a higher price point overall than homes that sold in January, for example, or even last month in March. So although the median sales price hit a new all-time high, we're not seeing home prices shoot up by 20% year over year across the board. In my opinion, they're trending upwards slightly, but they're remaining relatively stable. Now, as I mentioned before, we are seeing inventory start to pick up. Now let's take a look at this. Inventory across the state is up 27.8% year over year, almost a 30% increase in active listings on the market compared to this time last year. There are more homes on the market. Buyers have more options than they did this time last year, about 200 more options, which is pretty crazy. But at the same time, if we take a look back at historical levels, we see here we're at 920 homes. Back in March of 2019, there were almost 4,000 homes. In April of 2019, same thing, almost 4,000 homes. So we're still about a quarter of the inventory that we were pre-pandemic. And you can see here, 2019 was the low point for the past 6 years or so in the state. So inventory, although it's up 30% year over year, is still historically low. Now, what I mentioned about interest rates, we see here at Nefq's on Nefq's website, and this is a great tool if you are looking to buy a home in Vermont to see where mortgage rates are, if you don't want to reach out to your loan officer. go on to NEFQ's website and see what their best rate is. Now, that doesn't mean that's the rate that you're going to get. It depends on your credit score and a variety of other factors. But you can see 7% is about the best rate that you can get, which is why some of this inventory is building, right? Because people can't afford to buy when home prices hit a new all-time high, when they're trending upwards even slightly. They can't afford to make the mortgage payment at the 7% interest rates. Now, we see new listings are up as well, up 14% year over year, which is pretty significant, and it's definitely a welcome sign. If you've watched my videos in the past, you'll know that inventory has been down and new listings have been down, primarily, in my opinion, because of the lock-in effect, where people have locked in low-rate mortgages and find it difficult to part ways with those lower-rate mortgages and sell their home, move into another property. So these are the stats for across the state. And we can see here, when we take a look at month supply, this is the ratio between buyers and sellers in the market. So even though inventory is going up, even though new listings are up year over year, the month supply of inventory, which is a ratio between buyers and sellers, is still low. It's at 2.7 months of supply, of inventory. You can see here anywhere between, they have it as 5 and 7. I really think it's between 4 and 6 months supply is considered a balanced market. So if we look at the graph, we're trending in that direction. We are trending up towards that 4-month supply of inventory to make things a balanced market, but we're not there yet. It is still a seller's market, even though some homes are sitting on the market longer than expected. Now let's take a look at Chittenden County's data. Now in Chittenden County, we take a look at single family homes and condos. The reason why we don't do that for the entire state is because there's a lot of ski condos around the state of Vermont, and those don't give a good indication for the overall home ownership full-time housing market. So median sales price in Chittenden County, you can see we spiked up significantly from last month and the month before, but overall, we're relatively stable. Again, even though this is down from its all-time high of 503,000 last June, I don't think we're seeing, at least from my subjective experience, we're not seeing home prices drop significantly year over year. They're remaining relatively stable, if not ticking up slightly, even though this reading is a little below the all-time high. Just the variance on the monthly data, I think, is the reasoning behind that. Let's take a look at what's going on with active inventory and new listings around Chittenden County. And if you don't know, Chittenden County is where Burlington is. It's the most populated county in the state of Vermont. It's where I work. Active inventory here is up 11.2% year over year. So again, more homes staying on the market in Chittenden County as well, even though this part of the market, this part of the state, is a little bit hotter than other areas, other more rural areas. And when we take a look at new listings are up as well here in Chittenden County, which is a welcome sign. We need more inventory. We need more listings. That has really been the bottleneck for the past few years, is there's not enough inventory on the market for the people who want to buy homes. Now, we're still experiencing that. There's still not enough inventory, but things trending in the right direction is certainly a good sign. Now, let me just take a quick look at the month supply of inventory around Chittenden County so you can see that things are much more competitive in Chittenden County. Again, it's up 6% year over year from 1.1 month supply to 1.2 month supply, but still the ratio between buyers and sellers is out of whack. You can see that blue line between 5 and 7 months, or if you want to do 4 to 6 months, we're still well below that equilibrium between buyers and sellers here in the housing market. So what do I see for the rest of 2024 as we move forward throughout this year? I see more of the same. I see inventory starting to tick up slightly. I see new listings continuing to remain elevated compared to where they were before. I think more people, more sellers are coming to terms with the fact that rates are high and they're starting to budge. They're starting to consider moving and giving up their lower rates, because if you want to move, obviously cost is a big factor into moving, and you don't want to give up your great mortgage payment. But at the same time, if you want to move, eventually you can only wait so long. And I think that's part of the reason why we're seeing more inventory come to the market. I don't think we're going to see rates come down significantly throughout the end of 2024. Of course, it is an election year, and so we'll see. We'll see if that changes. But as of right now, I know people were predicting, and I was predicting, that we would see mortgage rates start to drop by the end of 2024. I'm not sure if we'll see that. Now, we did see rates drop a little bit this month in April. They went down to around 6.5%. or in May, excuse me, they went down to around 6.5%, but now they're back up to around 7% at the time I'm making this video on May 30th. And I expect them to remain between 6 and 7.5% throughout the end of 2024, which is going to make the housing market behave as it currently is, which is very confusing, very difficult to navigate. Of course, if you would like help navigating the housing market, reach out to me directly. Happy to help you buy or sell a home here in Vermont, or happy to refer you to someone if you're watching from another state. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this video. If you're out there looking for a home, if you're looking to sell a home, let me know what you're seeing in the market. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.